Hello, it is Tuesday. Let's go through the market and see what's going on. We had yesterday looks like a closed mix, and cyclicals leading. Risk appetite seems to be on this morning. Pre-market's kind of mixed, but we're kind of seeing some volume change here. Semis continue to crush further down. Gold's reversing, extended. XLE is up a little bit, but it's on thin volume. And we're looking at some positions this morning. If you look, looks like Brent had its worst day since April, so it's down 11% Monday. Three straight day down sessions during the US-Iran strike pause. XLE fell 2%, so if you look, we've been following XLE for a minute here. Got a high volume slam. We got out above price target on this. We've been watching it since then. It seems like we're seeing some rotation out of this, and it's looking like the market's telling us that the war premium is transient, so we're going to watch to see if that's right. And we have the Brent versus the XLE, which is an interesting overlay. And then the cleanest tell in the Mid-East tape isn't the oil, but it's defense. And that's kind of where our thesis is. We're looking at ITA, and we're going to introduce a smaller starter position on that this morning. Across the biggest de-escalation days of the war, with crude -11, ITA went up. So we've been watching that, and it seems like the independence test passed on the close yesterday. So we're either going to buy on a dip with a limit order at 240, or we're just going to see where it goes in the morning's volume. So we made some money in XLE. We'll see how we go in ITA. So it looks like the USDJPY is drifting higher on the 4-hour. The pair remains supported by the US yield expectations. I'm watching that. The pound, softer UK shop inflation seems to be further pushing this down. This might be a good short opportunity. And then, interestingly, the USD NOK, the oil-dependent Norwegian krone, is drastically underperforming. So it's driving a primary macro forex position that we're entering here. 4 hours shows strong upward momentum, so we're going to enter a position on that. And then this morning, Unilever up crazy amount this morning, while the Chinese drama unfolds, Korean market crashing. And just remember, when we have earnings, it crushes. Previous chart levels are now non-existent. Obviously, you have like historical levels to look for, but like this previous range that everybody was tracking, that's now gone. So that's just a tip there. We got stopped out on CSX, and I saw the price movement on July 24th. So if you follow the stream, you would have saw my reasoning on that. We did get stopped out. This was kind of a high volume sweep here. It's up pre-market. It's still above the 20-day, so this still may have some room, but just practicing some stop management there. We made 9%, so I'm not too worried about that. Let's go through, let's check the volume for pre-market here. It's looking like we're seeing thin volume on XLV, XLB. Gold's down, but it's on thin volume. So again, just using the signal deck market, morning market, you can get the previous day rating more or less. And then you can also use the pre-market to kind of see what's flipping, what's continuing that conversation in terms of the market structure. Let's go look through our trades. We have a real thin book right now, which is pretty rare for us. Just not seeing a ton of setups right now. Totally fine. IDT, we do have some signals we'll look at. on this live stream in a second. So IDT looks like a further flight out yesterday, a little lower volume though, and we're getting closer to that price target. It looks like this was just a high tight consolidator. Stop loss remains on that. TRV, saw that yesterday. Okay, so we're at a price target. I forget how we came up with this price target, but pre-market's up considerably, and I expect this to hit pre-market depending obviously on where things go. So up to 394. Okay, and how did we get earnings bar, buy stop, price target calculated from the single breakout bar candle. Okay, so a $30 range, that makes sense. Nice. And then Microsoft, we've been just kind of consolidating on this. Technically higher highs, higher lows, so yeah, just further consolidating. What is this? Yeah. Stop loss remains. Let's go look at the signals here. Remember, this is the only platform where you can trade, put your trades in, manage your trades, get very high level metrics, stop you from blowing your account, but also allow you to build your own strategies that you can watch and get signals on. This is the only platform that does that. Looking at leadership, Visa. Interesting. Earnings tonight. It's interesting. Watch that. Visa's getting some bids this morning. Johnson & Johnson as well. So we're seeing kind of a flight to safe havens here. Looks like a bull flag breakout. We've been seeing a lot of good positions on that. This is interesting. Above 200 day. We had a low volume, higher pullback. I really don't want to get in on right before earnings. That looks like a good setup. Got a lot of earnings coming out, so see what happens there. A lot of bids showing up on these pre-earnings moves. That's interesting. High tight. It's really bad. ATR. So we're seeing Google and ATR. We'll look at that in a minute. XLE still showing as a buy. Interesting. DBC. Commodity index. Interesting. Amazon on the Bollinger fade. Yeah, I don't think so. And then that's about it. Okay. Let's see here. What are we doing now? Let's go through some charts. See what's going on there. Novo further consolidating there. Walmart looks like it's in further markdown. NVIDIA had a crazy high volume day. Google's seeing some push down. We will watch this possibly. I don't know. It's interesting. Parks, hotels, the resorts are getting bids. Good thing we got out of CVS. That's further consolidating before earnings. Wow, MPLT. What is the story with that? 37.50, 961. What in the world happened here? No, there's not any news. Plunges, blah, 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 trial miss. Oof. That's crazy. That is crazy. Showed up on the box scanner a while back for the consolidator. Jeez. Best Buy further. That would have been a good entry there. Surprised we missed that. We'll wait for a test on that. We got SLM. Looks like some short covering there. Ooh, the senior living. Look at that. Crazy high volume upthrust. Huh. That's interesting. Went down. That's interesting. Previous ranges or what? What is that? May 21. And July 21. 54. This is looking like a good, and yeah, we might put a buy order above that. Senior living was getting some bids yesterday, which we saw that on SBL or SBRA as well. What is this? What ticker is this? SDNA. Interesting. This is why you go through the charts every morning. Gold further markdown, tightly consolidating. TRV is crazy huge up. What is it? EPOL is trying to break out. EUFN. I feel like we had a buy order on that. That's funny. We put a buy order in at 41.10. Price went to 41.07, and then went back down. I think that's interesting. Need to look at that and see what we think. Does that look decent? I don't know. Don't know. Need to look at that. EUFN. What we got here? Cert. Didn't we put a buy order on Cert? I have to check that. Did we get filled on Cert? Hold on a second. Cert. I think we just had a day order on Cert, possibly. What was this? Monday. I have to check that, because we might be in that. And then I just did not put it in the book, possibly. All right, what we got here? Looking at Visa. Okay. Awesome. Let's go through the box scanner real quick. CMT. Hartlow's looking kind of cool. Let's see what that looks like. AGCO showing up again, and it's looking a little stronger there. Interesting. So we're going to look at AGCO again. This is the second time this is showing up, and it's getting a higher rating in the vision model. So we'll see what that looks like. We'll put some more thought into that. Okay, I think that's about it. We got our morning review here. We looked at some positions. Yeah, so, okay, have a good one.